Okay, so today I'm going to be playing some DotA. Just waiting for things to queue up. Those of you that are familiar with DotA, DotA is or that aren't familiar with DotA rather, it's a 5 versus 5 multiplayer game. Considered a MOBA, I guess, which is a massive online battle arena. It's really the only game I play a lot of. It's good to unwind with. And I figured it might be fun to record a few things and intersperse this with programming chit-chat, random humor. I try to keep the channel clean. Sometimes other players aren't in agreement, but we'll see what happens. I'm in the matchmaking queue, and it just might take a few minutes to do something. So let's get this going. It just came up here. I've got 9 of 10 people have accepted the game. 10 of 10. Off we go. So here I'm picking a hero to ban. I'm gonna pick someone I don't want to play against. I really don't want to play against. You know, I'm fine with anyone.
Your turn to pick.
Okay, so we've got a Pugna on our team here. We're just kind of going back and forth, waiting for people to do their thing. So I'm making a game that's going to be I guess technically a MOBA, but it's going to be very different. It's a game called Glacial Skies. It's a submarine game where you play as a team. See if anything happens there. Okay, we've got a support. Trying to think how I should do this. You see our team composition. We don't have a lot of durability, so I might pick someone that's more durable. Maybe a bristleback. He's a character with spines on his back that act defensively and shield him from damage. And then he can also deal a lot of damage to those that are pursuing him. So that might be fun.
Your turn to pick.
I think I'm going to do that. We need some durability.
Your turn to pick.
I'm gonna get some items purchased here. Shaker, are you planning on buying courier? So you have this courier, which is this little donkey here. He's used for moving items back and forth. And so we want to have a courier so that when we buy things, we don't have to run all the way back to our fountain, which is up here. The courier can bring them out. Now the courier can be killed, but typically, unless you're playing foolishly, it won't die. But if it does die, it can really put a dampener on things. So I've purchased a mix of defensive, offensive things here. I've got my tangos and such to heal, healing salve and tangos. Tangos, you can consume a tree and it heals you. Don't ask me how you eat a whole tree, but you know, vegetables and whatnot are important. Then I've got a town portal scroll that lets me teleport to any of our buildings. And then then I've got a mango, which I can eat and give me some mana, which is used for abilities. It also gives me a little bit of healing passively. And then I got a quelling blade so that I could cut down trees and wards, which can act as like sentries and watch things, or deal extra damage to the creeps. The creeps are units that no players control, typically anyway. They just kind of march along the lanes, 3 lanes, top, middle, and bottom, and they just kind of march along, doing their own thing. But you need the creeps to make it to the enemy towers so that you can deal damage to the towers. So yeah. So I'm gonna get my spines here.
I'll sort this out. Oi, one step at a time. That way.
So I've actually got my mic, so you'll see there's an icon. When that icon's up, that means I'm talking to everyone and everyone can hear me in the game, except the opposing team, of course. Okay, so we're gonna try to get first blood, bottom here.
I'll sort this.
So you can see that pinging there,
Here we go.
the pinging sound and indication over here was
30 seconds
one
to
of our
battle.
players indicating, hey, check this out, focus on this area or whatever. Pinging can mean a lot of things. Some people are really annoying with it, but usually it's a useful thing.
Indeed.
We're awaiting because in these areas, there's 4 of them, there's going to be these runes that appear that'll give us extra gold to start with. And so they're kind of a hotly contested
One
spot.
step at a time.
The battle begins.
Bit of work to do.
Excuse me, got a tickle in my throat.
One step at a time.
So he just teleported out.
You don't say.
Okay, I'm gonna go top. Sorry, everyone, for having to deal with that. So I'm running top. I could have teleported, but I didn't want to waste my scroll, and I might be able to come up behind them and do something here. With Pudge, he might get overzealous. So let's see what happens. We got Pudge and Winter Wyvern. Winter Wyvern is what's called a support unit. They're typically not used that much in fighting. They're typically used to provide vision and certain abilities. Winter Wyvern's a little different though. She can pack a punch if you're not careful.
Faces need mashing.
So you can see me using my second ability here to shoot spines out. And my spines, each one does more damage than the ones previous to it. So they kind of exponentially grow on each other. But I'm out of mana, which is this blue bar, so I can't cast it anymore until I've got more mana. So I'm gonna want to get mana regeneration pretty
What
quickly
do you
here.
know? You don't say.
Sure, I can swap.
I'm
gonna come down, swap. Someone had asked if we can get some swapping going.
That way. Boy, one step at a time. I'll sort this
Now you
out.
want to get last hits on these, so when the creep is low in health, that's when you want to get last hits.
Bit of work to do. Not yet. I'll sort this.
Okay, so I just got Pudge. And that was what I was talking about earlier, how my abilities are really good at
Faces need mashing.
at defending myself when I'm running away from them.
Here we go.
So it was a good thing here.
Oh, I wish I could have seen that
One
far.
step at a time.
Pudge just tried to throw his hook out here. Now you notice I just attacked my own creep here. I'm trying to keep the enemy from killing the creeps. because then we get the experience and the gold and such for having. Well, we don't get the gold when we're denying a creep, but they don't get the gold is the idea.
By all means. You know, I'm under attack. Time for a good scrap. Here we go.
So I'm just trying to do this, but I don't want to die, because if you die, you lose gold. You give the enemy gold, and you give them experience. And so if you die too much, not only are you removing yourself from the game a lot, but you're not going to be able to buy things. The enemy is going to really get ahead of you. So, that's what we're doing here.
I'll sort
Just
this
looking
out.
at the store there.
Oi, one step at a time. These faces need mashing. I'll sort it.
Oh, they got me. Oh, the monkey king might get him. Yep. Get him, monkey, get him!
Oh, they're a dangerous lot.
Okay, I'm buying some boots so I can travel a little bit quicker.
Yes. Time for a good scrap.
Runes are up.
Yes.
So every 5 minutes, these runes, just like at the beginning of the game, they reappear. So you can pick them up. So you can see we just got the 2 bottom ones.
One step at a
I'm
time.
trying to get this one here. Or kill
Oi,
Winter Wyvern at least.
indeed. I am not ready. One step at a time.
So close. Try to help Monkey out
I'll
here.
sort this. Here we go. Bit of work to do. It's not right and breezy. You know,
Okay, so I just used a tango to eat that tree. And so that's going to give me a little bit extra health regeneration here. That way I don't have to run back. It's really beneficial to stay in lane. You don't want to have to leave the lane very often. Oh, they almost got me there. They're after me.
yes. I'll sort this.
I'm gonna go pop the shrine. I need the health.
Oi, one step at a time.
So this shrine, you can activate it once every 5 minutes, if I remember right, and it gives everyone around it some healing and mana regeneration.
Get over it. By them? These faces need mashing. Yes.
Your top tower is under attack.
Got too aggressive there. Got too aggressive. See, I don't really deal any magic damage, and so when they encase themselves in ice, there I couldn't hurt them at all. That's one of Winter Wyvern's abilities. She can encase someone in ice and heal them while they're encased, and it protects them from physical damage. So that's one of my disadvantages here. In fact, that's a disadvantage of both Monkey King and I, is we're both very physical damage heroes, not magic damage heroes.
Your middle tower is under attack.
That way.
So we've got to be careful there.
Indeed.
No, Monkey King is level 6, so he has all of his abilities here, because each hero has different
By all
abilities.
means.
So he's got this ultimate ability that'll be pretty awesome. You're going to see here in a
You
moment,
know,
I'm sure.
son. means. That way.
So I'm getting ready to upgrade my boots here.
Indeed.
Not having, my snot there slows them down, and it makes it so their armor isn't as effective.
This'll sort you out. Time for a good scrap. Nice. This by all means. Yes. Yes.
So I just alt clicked in that test thing.
I'll sort this out. Excuse me.
How did we not get that kill on Winter Liberty?
Your bottom tower is
It's
under
ridiculous.
attack.
Now that's one of Winter Wyvern's abilities there, that causes, it forces you to end up fighting one of your teammates if they're near you. And so it's really dangerous because Monkey King can deal a good amount of damage and it causes problems there.
Consider yourself a clubbing.
Radiant
But
structures
Pugna's doing
are
okay,
fortified.
so we'll see what happens. We're still ahead.
His
No
face
one
is
kill.
flashing.
I might go back in and merge some stuff in from the replay
Blood up now.
here, depending on what's going on. But I should give everyone a good sense. I don't know if we'll win this one, but I'm having fun.
Now, there's some goo for ya. That way. Bit of
The
work
Shaker
to do.
coming back down. He's level 6 now, so he's got some fancy
Here we
abilities.
go.
You know? I'm trying to put some pressure back here.
You know, yes. Boy, one step at a time. I'll sort this out.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, we're not doing too hot here. Having a hard time getting money. I'm dying too much. You can see here I've only got 1 kill, 4 deaths, and 2 assists.
By all means.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I'm not feeling all that hot here.
Scrap.
I'm just gonna sit here and sop up some experience from the carnage nearby here. Here we go.
Faces need flashing.
I'm gonna get my ultimate ability, which is actually a passive. So every time I use one of my other abilities, it'll make me deal more damage, and it'll make me move quicker. So that's a pretty good one to have.
Bit of work. Here we go.
What's on with me?
You don't say. One step at a time.
Punches after me, punches
all
after me.
means.
Couldn't get away. We keep killing one of them, but having two of us die. This isn't gonna work well. That's Lena. She attacks faster the more abilities she's used. That's her thing. And then Pudge, he's just tanky. He can take a lot of damage. And he can throw that hook out and try to pull enemies nearby. He's really dangerous to Monkey King. Because Monkey King can normally hide in the trees, but if he's able to throw the hook, he doesn't necessarily need to see Monkey King to catch him. So, gotta be careful. There we go. That wasn't so bad. And I've got my boots upgraded now. So you can see how I bought those different composite items here. And I was able to make my boots out of that. So you craft your stuff here. Let me get a few other items. Because as you build and upgrade your items, like this was giving me extra movement speed, whatever attribute it's on. So like right now it's on strength, I can push the shortcut key and change it to intelligence or agility. Gives me those extra attributes, and then it's also making it so I can attack more quickly. So it's a good thing to have here.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Indeed.
Radiant
And
structures.
then these items down here, they're in my backpack, so I can't use them immediately, but they're still useful when you're trying to build stuff up.
Is under attack. The enemy's top tower has been denied.
At least we're not stuck in
Your
time.
middle
You
tower
almost died
is
there,
under
Shaker.
attack.
That was crazy close.
Here we go.
Get more upgrades.
Faces need mashing.
Those are traps that Templar assassin can set. That's this character.
Bit of work to do.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I'll sort this.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
For your troubles.
You can see here I'm getting these stacks.
Your bottom tower
It's
is
doing
under
more for me here. I'm just going to keep mashing that button.
Dire structures are fortified. Your bottom tower is under attack.
Oi, one step at a time.
Your bottom tower has
One step
fallen.
at a time.
This out of my backpack now that I've got room.
Your bottom tower is under
And
attack.
some items even give you like special abilities, and so we'll get into that
By all
here soon.
means.
Oh, there's Slark. This could be a problem for me.
These faces need
Oh,
mashing.
I don't think he saw me. Or he saw me and opted to ignore me.
You don't say. That way. Time for a good scrap. Yes. Oh, me back need to scratch.
And you can see as I'm leveling up, I keep upgrading my different abilities. So my My bristleback
Your
ability
middle
here
tower is under attack.
gives me these spines that protect me
I'll sort this out.
so that I don't have damage instances as heavily if my back is facing them.
You don't say.
Your middle tower has been denied.
These faces need mashing.
Your top tower is under attack.
Waiting for our next wave of creeps here.
Yes. Fresh meat. Here we go. Quills. Bit of work to do. This ain't how I do
There we go. Well done. So you can see how everyone has to use their abilities in conjunction with each other. That's how you're supposed to do it.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Combine this so that I can do this quickly. Now these are called talents that I can get. So I can get extra mana regen, or I can get some movement speed. I'm not going to worry about any of those right now. I'm just going to upgrade my quills again. I'm going to see kind of what I need next. Is it the regen or the movement speed?
Boy, one step at a time.
I'm kind of leaning towards the movement speed in this case, just because that seems to be something that's going on here, but we'll see what happens.
Indeed.
It's a double damage rune. It's pretty self-explanatory what that does.
Yes.
You can see this number to the right of their health bar. That's what level they're on. So I'm only level 10. I'm not doing too well compared to everyone else.
I didn't need that anyway. By all means.
So I just told them I'm going to be coming up there. Here.
Boy, one step at a time. Concave your head.
It's not time yet, mate.
I'll sort this out.
Hit the side shop here.
I'm a right proper
And I'm going
basher.
to buy a vitality booster. I'm not going to get any of these talents yet. My talent tree. I'm just going to get
Sort this.
my goo.
That way.
It's not time yet, mate.
You wear it well, mate. By all means. Guildford proper. Yes. Ha ha. Cyber goods. Excuse me.
So close. So close. They initiated really well on that one
Is
though.
under attack.
Yeah, they opened up really good on that. I almost got punched
Your
though.
bottom tower is under attack.
The worst deal in the history of deals.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
So what I'm going to be getting next is a ring of health, which will combine with my shield and this vitality booster to give me extra blocking
Dire
and
structures
extra
are
healing.
fortified.
So right now I heal
Your
4.2
top tower is under
health a
attack.
second. When I get this
One step
when
at
I
a
get
time.
this shield, that's going to jump up and it'll nearly double, if it's not more than double.
Yes.
So it really makes it harder for me to
You
be
don't
killed.
say.
Especially with my other added defenses, my spines and such.
Here we go. That way. Here we
Shadow
go.
Blade is an item that you can use. Gives you a special ability where you can go invisible for a few seconds and move slightly quicker. So it's a good item. For me, I kind of want the enemy to attack me instead of my allies, because I'm able to take more of abuse than my allies here.
Have some of that. Time for a good scrap.
This would never stand in Jurassic Park. Let's see here.
Here we go. I'll sort this out. Yes.
We're gonna have my stunned here in a second. Not a big issue here.
Oi, one step
That
at a
was
time.
Dark Willow's ability there.
By all means. Off that coal.
These Templar assassinates. So we're getting the runes though, so that'll help us catch up here. We're slightly ahead so far as kills and towers go, and gold probably. But
Stop whining. I'm back.
okay, so now I've got this, and you'll notice that before
Bit of work to do.
I only had 4 point something if I remember right. Now I'm at 11.8, so it did
By
more than
all
double
means.
my regeneration ability for health. So that's going to be
I'll sort
very,
this
very
out.
useful to me. The next thing I'm going to get is this Hood of Defiance, which reduces spell
Here we
damage
go.
to me. So that'll help against like
Bit of work to do.
Pudge, Dark Willow, and Lena. It'll
One
be very
step at a
effective.
time.
Your top tower is under attack.
Time for
Your
a
top
good
tower has
scrap.
fallen.
Quiet. One step at a time. Where are my manners?
Didn't go well.
And happily you bow.
Yeah, we all win one at a time. You don't want to do that. You want to all go in together when you're able, or else that happens. So now the enemy's up 2 kills. I caused that to happen. I feel bad about that. Almost reached the next level though.
Here we go again.
Just 3 more experience and I'll be there.
Indeed.
That was me using one of those town portal scrolls I told you about before.
Yes.
So I was able to hop down there.
I'll sort this. These faces need fresh, bright and breezy. That way.
See trouble up here.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
One step at a time. Yes. Indeed. And it's good on you, that does, mate. These faces need help. There's some food. for a good scrap. By all means. Get on
Your top tower is under attack.
Oh no. That was terrible. That was terrible.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Your middle tower is under attack.
Here we go. Boy, one step at a time. Yes.
Now Urshik, you might have noticed him flying through the air. That's because he's got this Aghanim Scepter. And that gives you a special ability depending on your hero. And Monkey King is saying, hey, let's get Smoke at a seat here, which will make us disappear and move a little quicker.
Time for a good
Until we're close to an enemy or we attack. So it can be really useful for getting the drop on an enemy here. Like we're trying to do here. So,
Yes. I'll sort this. By all means. Yes.
Kurgan is able to transfer life from enemies to himself there, so that's what he's been trying to do. He actually does a lot of damage that way and becomes very hard to
You want
kill.
some of
Your
this?
bottom tower is under attack.
Next I'm going to get
Your
is
bottom
called the
tower
Abyssal
is under
Blade.
attack.
That's pretty expensive, but it's an upgrade actually to the shield that I got.
Blood up now.
And it'll let me stun enemies. It's
Your
got a
bottom
special
tower
ability
is under
associated
attack.
to it.
You don't say. I'll sort this
Your
out.
bottom tower has fallen.
More that came from sunshine. I am not ready. Boy,
We'll
one
go
step
with
at a
my team
time.
here.
Boy, fresh meat. Here we go. I'm under attack. Now this. Ha-ha. Here we go.
Radiant structures
I'm
are
going to go for
fortified.
movement speed, and I'm going to go for the extra goose stacks. And I've upgraded my items here.
Enemy's top tower has fallen.
Not yet.
These did what's called full team wipes. You can see how they're all down for a while. Now they're spending their money to buy back, which is good for us, because it means that the next time they die, it's going to take longer. Couldn't do anything there.
Nothing will stand in my way.
So I'm just waiting to get to 1,000. Then I'll have Skull Basher. You see, when you hover over these, it gives you some info about the items. So in this case, it gives me a 25% chance of stunning them and dealing some extra damage. And so it's really useful because if I can stun them, then they can't do anything, obviously. And then once I get that merged with my Abyssal, I've still got that same stunning. But but I'm also blocking, and I have the option of casting it on someone and stunning them for 2 seconds, which can be really, really useful in some of these fights. So that's why I'm going for it here.
I'll sort this out. One step at a time.
It's not time yet, mate.
That way. I'll sort this.
Okay, so now getting my basher.
Time for a good scrap.
I'm getting my basher now, guys, so I can actually start to do something.
Bit of work to do.
Figure I should tell my team. They'd like to know that. Looks like Slark is pausing. Wake up my minute, guys.
You want some of this, son? You want it? You wear it well, mate. By all means. Okay, looks good on you, that stuff, mate. Yes.
They're upset at us with good reason. My team didn't pause.
Indeed.
And that's the ability I was talking about earlier.
Yes. Here we go. Indeed. Oh, me back to scratch. Bit of work to do. No.
It's not time yet.
Yes.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Time for
Winter
a
Wyvern
good
was just too
scrap.
convincing.
I'll bash you dim. It is not time yet. You get it? Boy, one step at a time. You wear it well, mate. I'll sort this out.
So I need to get
That way.
411 gold. I alt-clicked on it, and that's how I was able to get it to tell me that.
Faces need
Tell them,
matching.
yep, I'm grabbing the runes.
That's revenge.
Now he's talking about Roshan.
You don't say.
You have the money now?
By all means. I'll sort this.
Yeah, so I need 50 to
Time
50 to
for a
complete.
good scrap. Fashion brand. Not yet. Bit of work to do.
Okay, I've got the Abyssal on the courier.
I'll sort this.
I've got
That way.
the perma stuns.
This isn't over.
So Pugman's trying to heal himself up there.
Radiant structures are fortified. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
build up this magic resistance I spoke so fondly of earlier.
By all means.
It's not time yet.
It is not time yet. You get it? Here we go. Yes. I am not ready. It is not time yet. You get it?
So see, I'm trying to get my stacks up here,
I am not
because then I'll do more damage when I attack there.
Oi! Not yet! I am not ready. You don't say.
I'm just gonna pummel on it a little bit.
One step at a time. It is not time yet. You get it? Oi! Not yet!
What do you know?
Ouch, he hurts.
I just let you free.
Ah! Fresh meat!
Your top tower has fallen.
See, as you get further into the game, it takes longer for you to respawn as well. So
Your
I'm
top
losing a
tower
lot of
is
time
under
here.
attack.
It's time that
Dire's
my team needs
structures
me.
are fortified.
At least to fortify, which is using this glyph of fortification. You can only use it once every like 5 minutes, but it makes all your buildings indestructible for a few seconds, so it can be
Your
really useful.
bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
Here we go again.
Your bottom barracks are under attack.
Wait. Right.
Oi! Not yet!
I'll sort this.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I am not ready. This faces need mashing. Monster kill!
Your bottom barracks has fallen.
Those peaches before I came here.
Here we go. Oi! One step at a time. I'll sort this out. You don't say. That way. Time for a good scrap.
Trying to find any way of stunning them or whatever, because they have a lot of lockdown and we're not very lockdown heavy.
It's not time yet.
By all means.
I'll grab blade mail next.
Yes. Yes. By all means. Yes. It is not time yet. Yes.
I just got 20 extra health regen.
There's a work to do. It is not time yet. You got it. Here we go. Right. That way.
bottom barracks has fallen. Your top tower has fallen.
Almost fixed our can on Earth.
Your top barracks are under attack. The enemy now has megatons. Your middle tower is under attack. Your top shrine is under attack.
Fresh base!
Your top shrine is under attack.
It is not time yet. You
Your top shrine is under attack. Your top shrine is under attack. Your top shrine is under attack. Your top shrine has fallen.
I noticed how their creeps got really big. They're mega creeps, which means we've lost all of our barracks at these 3
Your
spots.
middle tower has fallen.
And so it gives them a major advantage.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower
Might be the end
has
of the
fallen.
game.
Your ancient is under attack. Dire structures are fortified. Your ancient is under attack.
Stark had his way with you.
Radiant victory.
That's the end of the game. And that is Dota. So it's just, I won't say it's a simple game. The objective's simple, but there's a lot to it that makes it difficult. After the game, you can see all sorts of stats. I did pretty terribly this game. But after the game, you can see all sorts of stats and see how you're doing, and you can go from there. So that's it.